Hello everyone. Sar here. Thank you so much for joining me. I am here with Trinity Stamps' new release for January 2026, and there is some fun stuff in here, let me tell you. As you can see, we have a fan die here, so this will work well with the circle die. So if you have that circle shaped die, this will coordinate with it quite well, and you can create a whole fan. And this one is called the #1 fan. There's also this, it's so cute, Nugs and Kisses stamp. Does come with the coordinating die. Nice thing is they're not all connected, so you do not need to worry about cutting them all. I do like that. And these have such cute little chicken nuggets, I believe. And you got some French fries, ketchup, and a little ketchup splatter heart dipping sauce, and there's some kissing nuggets right there, or one trying to kiss. It's so cute, and lots of fun sentiments. This one is really cool. It is a ticket book die, and it comes with the perforated lines there so that you can tear them, and there's different layers. There's some sentiments, some cutouts here, and then the coordinating stamp set that allows you to create some information on tickets. I've been playing with that, and we'll see if we can create a video on that. The products I'm going to be sharing with you today, the ones I'll be working with, is this Beaming with Love stencil and this Recharge stamp set. I love the big sentiments on here and the font that's using them. It's really nice, especially if you're using the VersaFine Clair ink. It shows up so beautifully. And once again, there is the coordinating dies for that. I was thinking about die cutting this flashlight and kind of having fun with that, because that looks exactly like what it is intended for. But let's do something a little different. Because we can definitely do the obvious, but let's try to have some fun with the less obvious. So we'll be working with these, and I'm going to bring in these little heart embellishments as well, because we're going to be making a shaker card with this using one of those little envelope shakers from Trinity Stamps. So let's put this aside and start working on our card. So the first thing we're going to do is grab some alcohol-friendly marker paper. I'm going to stamp this battery about 16 times, and I'm not going to be using all of them, but it is nice to just get it out of the way. So when it's time to make another card, at least I have some done. So this is how I am able to get 15 on this card. I just kind of get them right up snug. Now there is a coordinating die with this. Unfortunately, it is going to be too much time or too time consuming and tedious to try to get around all of those. But because this shape is so simple, I'll just fussy cut it out myself. I'm just going to leave it a little bit of a white border. It's a very simple cut, but you can also cut it right on the black line, and that would be much easier and quicker. And it may look better. It depends on what we're doing. So let's fast forward this. I'm just going to color all of these in a nice rainbow effect, but first we're going to color the battery part in the simple cool gray. I am using my Olo markers, and it's a very simple shading here. I'm just using the CG5 all the way down to 0 and just doing very little flicks. It's not very big areas, so you can easily get away with it. Now what I'm going to do is color 2 of each, so I'm going to have kind of a rainbow. I did use pink here, but in the final card I decided that I didn't want to use the pink. I'm just going to stick to the traditional red, orange, yellow, green. I'm also going to bring in a teal because I just like teal. So no pink, but I did color it. These are going to be very simple colorings. I'm just doing 1 coat. You definitely could use 2. You can kind of see it's a little bit streaky. It could be because my markers are drying up from overuse, but if I had done a second coat, they'd be much smoother, but it's okay with me how they look. And then you can see I did an extra little purple there just to keep everything even. And then for a very simple shading, I am just going with a darker shade one line on the other side of the battery so they're all consistent, and I like how this looks. I'm going to bring in that CG5 again just to line up the shadows with the top and bottom so it is all perfectly straight all the way down. So it looks like the shadow is not just on the color part but also on the top and bottom. And I'll fussy cut those all out. New to Trinity Stamps is this reusable grip pad. It is huge and it is really cool. It is, I really enjoyed it. You can already see how dirty it is because I was playing with it for a while before I started doing my videos. And it is really cool to get your stencils on there and your paper. I highly recommend it. I'll put it in the description box below. This is a fantastic product. I can't say anything bad about it. I just really enjoy it. So I quickly added that Beaming with Love stencil on there with a very soft gray, darker on the bottom, slowly transitioning out. And then I'm going to stamp Stay Positive on the right hand side there. I don't want the stencil to be too obvious because I just want it to be subtle. It's going to be a shaker card, so a lot of it's going to get covered with the sequence. But just having that little bit of break from the white is just going to be enough for what I want. Now, I'm going to be putting on my pouch here from Trinity Stamps. I am doing this wrong. I'll put a warning on the screen right now. This is backwards. Do not do this. I don't know what I was thinking, but you want to put the tape on the other side. So once I finish making that mistake, let's cut forward, and there we go. You put it on the back there, and then you put your plastic sheet over top of it. I did have to create another one off camera just quickly to fix that because my previous one was not going to come off. This way, by putting the tape on the back, you don't see it in the front, and which is very important because you don't want to see that tape in the front there, and you definitely don't want your sequence to get stuck in it. So there we go. We have it all taped up, and we'll fill it up with some sequence. I just noticed that now there is ink on my glass mat there. From the angle I was crafting, I did not see that at all. So it's kind of funny that it's there. So at some point it gets all wiped off without me knowing until now. Good thing nothing got damaged with black ink. That is pretty bad. So there we go. Now we just seal that off and we have a nice beautiful shaker. So just to add a little bit more to this, the battery, I'm going to add the little plus sign. Because the sentiment says stay positive, I'm just going to add a little bit of colored ink to each one of these, matching the color. So the red plus on a red battery, orange on the orange battery, etc., etc. And I'm just going to fast forward this and just do each individual one. And that's just this kind of fun little way of just tying in the stamp set with the colors and that sentiment stay positive, because they're all staying quite positive. Just look how happy they are. I just have a piece of teal colored cardstock. I felt that this worked really well with the red in the background, and all the batteries seem to look really nice on this shade. It's very hard to find a color where every color looks good on it. I will say I tried a few. Luckily, I have this piece that's textured and everything, and it's really kind of neat, and it covers all the sequence down below, which is kind of fun. And there we go. We're just going to line all these batteries up. I don't want them in a straight line. I want them to have fun. I want them to mingle with each other. So I'm going to see how they situate themselves, and then when I glue them down, they may move around. That's okay, because they're allowed to just hang out and just be positive with each other. Yeah, there we go. I was thinking maybe potentially positive and positive has a negative reaction. I'm not sure, but let's pretend that is not true. These guys are doing quite fine together. So there we go. I have all the shaker pieces, the whole thing together. Let's put this on a nice darker teal background card base. I'm going to use some extra strong repositionable tape. I know Trinity Stamps has some on their website. I will link that in the description box below. But this is what I happen to have on hand. So we'll just put this down with some little bit of liquid glue. I feel that when you have this type of tape, it's not very forgiving. So adding a little bit of liquid glue is going to help you, give you like the tiniest fraction of wiggle room before it finally gets stuck there permanently. Okay, we'll just put that on, and there we go. That is our shaker card. Stay positive using the new products from Trinity Stamps January 2026 release. I do hope you enjoyed this simple, fun little card. I hope it's bringing you a little bit of inspiration. And until the next time, have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you all later. Take care. Bye.